Welcome to the reading of April and the Giant Plane. Once upon a time in sunny Jamaica, there was a little girl named April. She loved airplanes more than anything else in the world. Every day she would look up to the sky and dream of flying high above the clouds with her fluffy dog, Reece. April would imagine all the wonderful places she could visit. "I want to see the mountains, the oceans, and the deserts," she exclaimed to Reece, who barked in agreement, as if he understood every word. One bright morning, April's dream began to come true. She received a special invitation to visit Qatar, where her uncle worked at the airport. April packed her little suitcase with her favorite toys and a special snack for Reece. "We're going on an adventure," she cheered. After a long flight on the giant plane, April and Reece touched down in Qatar. The airport was big and shiny, with people hurrying everywhere. As they walked through the airport, April saw lots of people in bright uniforms. "They look like they work on airplanes," she said, pointing excitedly. To her surprise, one friendly flight attendant approached them. "Would you like to be a flight attendant for a day?" she asked with a twinkle in her eye. April's eyes sparkled with happiness. "Oh, yes, that would be amazing," she shouted. Reece barked as if he was just as excited. The flight attendant handed April a miniature uniform. "You'll look just like us," she said, helping April put it on over her dress. With her new outfit, April felt like a real flight attendant. "Let's help everyone board the plane," she suggested. April welcomed families and helped Reece greet the travelers. Everyone loved Reece, and he wagged his tail happily in return. Soon, it was time to prepare the passengers for takeoff. "This is fun," April thought. She loved helping the passengers feel comfortable and safe for their journey. When the plane finally took off, April gasped. "We're flying!" she shouted as she peered out the window to see the clouds. In the sky, everything looked so tiny. "I can see the ocean!" April exclaimed. Reece barked happily beside her. After a joyful flight, they landed safely. April felt like a real hero for helping everyone aboard the giant plane. Back on land, April said goodbye to the flight attendants. "Thank you for letting me help. I had the best day ever." After enjoying 2 weeks in Qatar, they returned home to Jamaica. April couldn't stop talking about the airplanes and her adventure with Reece. She knew she would never forget her special day in Qatar. Every night after that, April dreamed of airplanes and new adventures, ensuring Reece was always by her side. One sunny morning, April had a new idea. "How about we become world travelers?" she said, excited to visit even more places. With Reece's help, they made a list of all the countries they wanted to visit. "We could go to the Maldives, France, and even Japan," she giggled. That afternoon, April's mom surprised them with a plan for a trip. "Pack your bags. We're going to visit your sister in the UK." April ran to pack. "Look, Reece, we're off to a new adventure, just like in Qatar," she cheered. At the airport in the UK, April felt like she was on top of the world again, ready to explore new landscapes with Reece. Every new trip brought new friends, and April knew that with Reece by her side, she could conquer any adventure. As they journeyed from island to island and country to country, April learned about traditions, languages, and delicious foods. Through all her travels, April cherished each moment spent with Reece, knowing they were creating beautiful memories together. And so, April became known as the little girl who dreamed big, flew high, and traveled far with her fluffy friend, Reece. Every flight was special, and every trip was an adventure filled with laughter, love, and most importantly, a dog named Reece. And as they drifted off to sleep each night, April whispered to Reece, "Tomorrow we'll make more memories." The end.